Ladies and gentlemen, 2020 has been such a fucking year. Good, bad, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a year. Who would have thought we would have made it this far? Like Jafet said, we thought this was going to last for a week.
Right.
Yep, last March, and look at us now.
Going into next March.
Yeah, whole
Well,
fucking
let's
year, man.
recap this son of a bitch. Hit that intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast. It's your boy JG.
Happy 2020. Oh no.
Ah,
Happy
stupid ass, it's
2021.
2021. This was still traumatized, ladies and gentlemen.
We're all traumatized.
It's been
Oh,
a
my
fucking ride. We've made it this far. We got a couple more days left in this
And
year.
we survived it too, which
We
is the most
survived
important
it,
thing. Shout out
yeah.
to you who was listening for surviving 2020.
Yep. Shout out to
One
everybody
hell
that's
of a ride.
that's been joining us on that ride too, because
Oh my goodness.
it's been a roller coaster. It's been a Six
For a lot of
Flags ride.
people,
no
whether it's
cap.
financially, mentally, physically, it's been a bumpy 2020. I'm not gonna lie.
It's it either made you or it broke you. And it doesn't make sense. Make you or break
Yeah.
you, but that's what
Oh,
the
it
fuck
makes
I'm
sense.
referring to. You know.
Shoot.
You
Yeah.
know, people came out of it. Hustlers, a lot of new side business, little side hustles.
Oh,
Shout out to
man.
every one of them. All the West Coast barbershop, stoner accessory, Lego more lashes.
Jesus.
Fucking, I can name them all. You know, all the ones, all my homies. You know, I try to support as many as I can.
Shout
Shout
out
out
with the
every,
boys.
shout out with the boys.
I'm with
Hey,
the
honestly,
boys.
subscribe to those fools. I heard they're pretty cool.
They kind of
Yeah.
cute too, especially the one in the middle.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, pretty sexy, honestly. but,
Yeah,
you
next
know,
to Ursula.
Honestly, if you guys haven't done so already, though, like, subscribe, share, report. Tell your mama, tell your sister, tell your brother, his
Tell your
girl, his
stepsister, the
son,
cute one.
tell your stepkids. Honestly, anyone that needs to hear this shit, let them know. Show us love. It don't hurt
Mhm.
nothing. It don't cost nothing.
Yeah.
All you got to do is let them know. You know, and
Alright.
today, what the fuck we going to do is we going to discuss 2020. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, I think it's just pretty much what we're gonna do.
This
We're
was-
just gonna recap over 2020, and we're also gonna talk about like what are the bad habits or just the
breakthroughs.
bad, the whole stigmas about men's
Yeah.
mental health. We're gonna talk about all that and what we should leave behind, and moving forward, what we should be doing.
For
So
real.
Jesse, talk to me. What's some things we should be leaving behind?
Honestly, leave all the bullshit behind. Stop fucking bullshit. That's it. Simple, plain and simple. I think, in my personal opinion, bullshit just needs to just stop. No matter what it is, procrastination, excuses.
It's a lot of hard work, bro.
It is, bro.
Cause think about it, even just procrastinating, you got to think about like, I got to do this. Nah, I'll wait. No, you know what? Let me get a snack before I start my homework. You know what? I need to watch that show just to be safe, so I'm caught up with my show. It's hard, like procrastinating. Even that shit is hard. But you're right. I think we should stop procrastinating. Stop with the bullshit.
You got to be on your hustler shit. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yes,
And that's why
sir.
not everyone does. So you got to
Amen.
get on it. What about you, Jafet? What do you think?
Talk to me, Jafet.
Shit. I honestly think, what are we leaving behind? Let's leave behind all the unnecessary pressure.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
focus on being happy, focus on living in the moment, and
Mhm.
fuck everything else. Honestly, that's my mantra right now. Just enjoy life.
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah, maybe
I like
it's like a
that.
little.
Fuck with that.
So I mean,
Realistic,
I
but-
think, but jumping off that topic, I think the first thing people need to do is like, if we want to be happy, we should just stop bottling shit in as
Yeah.
men, because that shit's very hard to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure us as guys, I mean, we're
it's a
kind
bad
of
habit. It's a bad habit.
it's a bad habit, and then on top of that, we are kind of still new to this mental health game like ourselves. We're learning just as much as everybody
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
So I mean, the one thing that obviously we stated a million times is that we're not sane.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Definitely
not.
not just
Nope.
fat.
Nah.
So definitely not
I'm
just
trying to
it.
keep saying that's my constant battle every day.
Yes.
I just think we just need to be more open. Just
Mhm.
more verbal about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, give us some example like why we should open up, Jesse, like,
Well, I mean,
or maybe even
dog, like,
Jafet, like why, like
you
what's the
have
point?
those you have those implosion episodes where you bottle shit up and then just something just ticks you off and you blow up on everything. You project your feelings, your anger, all
Mhm.
the unnecessary bullshit on everyone else. It's just
Yeah,
it's unnecessary.
I feel like there's a lot of men in jail because of balling up I mean, besides mass incarceration, of
Besides
course.
that issue,
Besides that issue, I think it's an issue of not knowing what to do with our emotions,
Mm.
and a lot of guys just snap
Snap,
and
yeah.
make a stupid decision that ends up having them in jail for a long period
And
of
then
time.
I mean, even with decisions, I mean, I guess we can all agree that bottling shit up ruins a lot of relationships. And I'm not just talking about like
Intimate,
intimate relationships. I'm
family,
talking
yeah.
about family, professional, like all that
Yup, that's
above. Like,
facts.
because I mean, like I think overall, like we've all, even just us three alone, like I think we build a good relationship talking to each other. Because even for like the viewers and the listeners that are listening right
That
now,
are here.
even after the shows, we still have like conversations after.
We have
Because
our weekly events when
yeah, we have our
we
weekly events, and honestly, it pays. Like it really does, like pay off. Like
it feels good. We let it all that shit out, all the necessary bullshit. So it's pretty cool. You
yeah.
know, I
It's
fuck with it. I fuck with the vision.
Mhm.
it takes off that pressure off
Yeah.
your like chest to like talk to a homie. Like
Yeah.
And have people listen to you and vice versa, listening to others like, oh shit, like you're going through it. You could be going through it worse, and it's kind of like, nah, you know what? Maybe I don't have it that bad, or vice
Yeah,
versa.
exactly.
You
Because
know, it's pretty cool.
and I think that kind of ties into like showing no emotions mean that you're very masculine. In
Mhm.
which I get the idea, I get the concept, but it's honestly the wrong approach
yeah,
for
it's
anybody that's listening. Because I feel like I don't think you're a man if you bottle everything up and show that you're tough or you're like the baddest or the
Yeah,
strongest. I think the toughest and the strongest person is the one who is mentally right.
that's true in every
So
aspect,
in
not
every
just
aspect,
yeah,
yeah. Because
exactly.
because one thing that I've done over the years is that I've started correcting people who thought that they were like badasses. Now, granted, I can't really do a lot of correcting to a lot of people because again, I'm 5'5". Imagine me telling somebody who's six
that's a
six, "Yo,
dangerous
calm
game to
down,
play.
brother.
Yeah.
Like, calm down." I can't do much. But I think being the bigger person, starting next year, I think it should be a goal for a lot of us.
I think correcting yourself first and foremost is what
Correct.
needs to be
Yes.
done.
Yes.
Let go of that toxic
Facts.
masculinity bullshit. Like, hey, all that toxic shit too. We'll tie into that, but that letting people check you and checking people. I
And
think
because
that's first and foremost.
I like what you said about like checking people, but I think you shouldn't be afraid to be corrected either.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Uh,
be able to be correct and being able to correct people because a
yeah,
lot of people are quick to dish shit out, but they can't, be fed or be served the
yeah.
same way.
A lot of
Because
times you say something to someone and they take it like instant insult, and you're like,
Hmm.
dude, I'm just trying to help you out for like for the future.
Whoa,
But
whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
and that's true because knowing me having fucking little man syndrome, like it really took somebody like it really took somebody who had a great mental aspect who was mentally sane to tell me calm the fuck down
Yeah.
and to relax. And like I said, it's still a process to
I
this
mean,
day, and
well,
it's
you
difficult.
have little man syndrome because I'm pretty sure you were made fun of because you're short.
I not necessarily that I was short. I feel like because I was just doubted, and that's the
Mm.
when I think I over the years I've used that to fuel myself to do better in life, because like when again I'm 5'5", like not that like not that many people can think I'm physically capable of doing a lot of things like running X miles or doing
Or reaching
workouts
the
and shit
top
like that.
shelf. Yeah.
But then when people see me, they're like, "Damn, like this fool is really underrated,"
Yeah.
and I feel like I use that to my advantage. So it wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily that I was made fun of, but it was just kind of like
No, I'm just saying because like I mean
I'm
people
pretty sure some
clowning on
people
each
think that way
other,
though. Yeah, or
shit
that is the
like that.
reason for
Like
some
that's
people.
just fucking
I
like
don't
stuff
get that. Why the fuck do people be like be
picking
picking
on each
on
other.
like
Yeah, like
short people, especially with like it's like physical aspects don't really fucking matter.
yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
you
Like
know,
that's something that I wanted to like mention too. It's like, bro, stop talking shit. Like get it in a joking manner, but there's people that don't know the difference between joking and being serious about
They
talking
go in
shit.
like with crazy amounts of like being like shady as fuck. And it's like you're not really joking. You're just hiding that
You're
insult
hiding
as
that
a
behind
joke.
humor.
Let's leave
Yeah.
but
that behind, man.
but you know what?
Don't be doing that.
I think what's funnier is that the same people that are like belittling other people will never do that to somebody who is even or matched up to them.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
But yeah, exactly.
So
It makes sense.
because
just
I remember
power play.
because I remember I was working out with this one dude and he was like 6'3", I think, and then I mean, I can't deadlift a lot just because obviously I'm a small dude. Like,
You
come on,
small.
right? I'm small. I mean, granted, I can still lift pretty heavy, but realistically, somebody who's taller is gonna, carry more weight and lift more weight. and I think I was deadlifting like 285, 295 at one point.
Not bad.
And then the guy who was working out with me goes, "Oh, that's easy, light work." And then, he busts out 350, right? And then he goes, "Oh, like you're weak." And I was like, "Bro, if I was your size,
I'd probably be doing the
bro,
same.
like 350, that's nothing. I'm only 50 pounds different from you, and you got a whole foot on
Yeah.
me. So I think that's one thing that guys need to stop doing is stop belittling people that are not your size, because
It's
obviously,
tough, and stop
yeah,
belittling people in general. Like
yeah.
obviously straight up, it's gonna be unavoidable. It's always gonna happen.
Mhm.
People are always gonna talk shit. And you just gotta worry about not giving a fuck.
Just call them out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do that. I'll be like, someone says something like a little shady. I'm just like, why'd you make that comment?
Yeah.
The moment you fucking say that, but
They
come
just
at them
shut
like,
down, huh?
nice. You're like, why'd you make that comment? What was the purpose of that?
Uh,
And they're like,
Yeah,
it's
nah,
a
bro, it was a
joke.
joke.
I'm like, I don't know. Think about that
You
next
fucking
time.
stupid or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and I think this is probably the hardest challenge of like not giving a fuck, because a lot of people do give a fuck
Well,
about what
yeah,
people think
but
about it, because everybody hates to be judged. Like, don't like everybody. Like,
it's
even if
normal. I mean,
like
happens all the time.
like even if your emotions are in check, that person is probably still doesn't like to be judged.
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone likes to be
Right.
judged. I don't think it's a preference, but I'm saying it's unavoidable. But just focus on yourself. Focus on not giving a fuck about what others think.
Yeah.
Focus on bettering yourself, your goals, your aspirations, what you want in life, and just go.
The
Yeah.
more you
Do it.
focus on yourself,
The
the
less
less you
of
worry
people's
about other
opinions.
people.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how I feel. Like,
It-
fuck what people have to say.
and I'm actually glad what Jafet said, that he says that like if somebody says something, he will call it out right there and then.
Yeah.
And I like that, because I remember one time I was at the gym, right? And then there was this guy. He was, on the heavier side. He was on the heavier side.
He's a thick boy.
He's a thick boy. And then he couldn't do, like, I think it was like 15 push-ups. And then some guy came. He goes, "Oh, like, man, like, you're slow at those push-ups. Like, pretty much, your
Talking
form is
smack.
bad." He was talking smack, and he was decently shaped. He wasn't like ripped or shredded, but he wasn't like, scrawny or whatever. So I remember I called him out, and I was like, "Hey, bro, like,
What's up?
well, what's like, leave him alone." And then I remember he goes, "Oh, well, he's weak over here. Like, he's over here like trying to act all hard or whatever." I was all right. I was like, "Bet, like, you want to talk about his push-up game? Okay." And I remember
You
I
challenged him.
I challenged him. I
Oh,
was like, "Hey, bro, I got to work out. It's 750 push-ups under 1 hour." I was like, "If you can do it with me, I'll shut up and I'll leave. But
Did
if
he do
not,
it?
no, he left."
Stupid.
Because
Shout out to that fool.
the one time, because the one thing people need to understand, there's always going to be somebody bigger and better than you.
That's true.
So the point is that, like, that. So in that case, you're better than somebody. Somebody's better than you. Where do you go? You don't go anywhere. You stick to what you know. You stick to yourself and worry about yourself.
Well, I
That's
think
just how I see it.
even then, I don't think people should be comparing each other. Like, I don't think you
Right.
should compare it to one another. Like, I don't think
Absolutely.
that's a healthy thing to do. Because
Absolutely.
that's when people's opinions start affecting you.
Mhm.
That's when you start being more insecure. That's when all that other unnecessary bullshit comes into play, and it's just that's avoidable.
Yeah.
You're where you're at for whatever reason. Everything does happen for a reason.
Yeah.
You might not know it, might not be very clear, but you'll see it one way or another, and just focus on yourself. That's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, some people take it differently. I know for some people take it in, like, a very negative way. Some people take it in a positive way of like, okay, this person is talking smack, so I'm gonna start bettering myself.
mean-
So I mean,
In a positive manner.
yeah. So I mean, there's ways to like trick your mind. There's a whole psychology aspect of it. But yeah, overall, just worry about yourself. You're pretty much your biggest enemy. That's it.
What do you think about that, Jafet? I know
Yeah.
we mentioned a lot about battling and changing our old ways and shit. What's up?
I think we are our own biggest enemy, man.
That's
Mhm.
true.
Because I think even just like your mental state can like really control everything around you,
Mhm.
like from your financials to your like your personal relationships with partners and friends. Shit, dude, everything, man.
Yeah.
Like your fitness, that has a lot to
That's
do
true.
with like
Yeah.
how you feel.
Even
It
like
is
even
true.
that procrastination, like, like, okay, you have to fight with yourself to fucking get it done. Because if you don't, then You can't let
Yeah,
your
you
fucking
think I want to
lazy.
fucking work out every day? Hell no. Sometimes I wake up and the bed's too good. I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
man. And then I'm like, I think about it. I'm like, maybe I'll like today. I'm like, nah. If I like for this, then I'll like for that.
Yeah, it's a
X, Y,
chain. It's a
Z.
chain of events and like
Yeah.
domino
I
effect.
one thing one thing that I've always told people when it came to working out is that remember your mind's tired, not your body.
I guess.
So that's why that's kind of the reason why, because I think everything is a mental game in a way, to some extent, especially for fitness. People say, oh, I don't want to work out because my bed's too comfortable. But if you say, nah, man, like I gotta get up, just like how Jafet says
Well,
he got up.
it's
So
tough.
it's because like again, I mean physically you just woke up, so your body's not tired.
Yeah,
You're just comfortable.
yeah.
So
Well,
that's
and
why I
that
say
and
your mind is tired,
that's
not
true
your
though.
body.
But I feel like even if you have a tired mind, you won't be able to have a good workout. Because if you really think about it, like when you don't focus and you really don't like, oh, I can't lift this. I'm too tired. You
Well,
won't lift it.
the way
But
how
if
I
you're
see
feeling
it,
pumped, like, and you're like, I'm gonna get this shit done, you get it done.
well, I mean the
I'm
way
just
how
saying, no, but sorry to interrupt. But the thing is, like, I think you said it, some shit like the worst workout you can have is the one you don't do, or
yeah.
some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I agree with that one.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like what you mentioned about like what was it again? I lost my train of thought.
Edwin's on a sick one. Edwin had like a couple sips of the monster,
I
and this one's
did.
been
I
Monster.
tripping.
did.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us,
Please.
Sponsor us, yeah.
Feed
But
my caffeine addiction.
going back to what we were saying, it's like Moneybag says, it's me versus me.
Yeah.
That's
Always,
always what
man.
it is. That's your biggest competition.
Mhm.
And then I want to tie this into it because we got to change our toxic ways. I think that's the biggest thing we need to leave in 2020.
Yeah.
Start the new year fresh. Leave our old bad habits, that toxic masculinity, the fucking
Say it louder for the people in the back.
all the game playing, all the treating women like shit, all the treating others like shit, belittling, all that unnecessary bullshit.
All that fake shit.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. Like honestly, being manipulative ain't cool no more.
Bro.
Learn how to fix
Gaslighting.
it. Honestly, I learned that
That shit was hard, bro.
the most dangerous guy in the room is the smartest guy in the room.
Or
And
the
that's like
quietest, yeah.
that's literally like the best way. Train your mind, educate
Mhm.
yourself, and I'm not saying go to school. I'm saying educate yourself. Learn
Yeah,
something,
Some
learn
of
a
the best
skill.
lessons are free, man.
So, honestly, and some of the best lessons come from experiences.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like, read a book, like, do shit that's gonna make you smarter. Train your mind, like,
Yeah.
more than anything else, because that's the hardest thing to do. And once you're able to do that,
Just game over.
You know what's gnarly shit? Self-reflection. It sounds like bullshit for most people when you're like, oh, I'm gonna do like this spiritual connection with myself. It sounds like bullshit, but it's really
But
not,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's beneficial.
yeah, like
Absolutely. Absolutely.
getting in touch with yourself and like analyzing the thoughts you're having and why you're having them and like recoding the way your brain works
Yep.
is so hard, but it's so worth
it's
it,
worth
man.
it.
Oh, and just keep in mind that if you say that there's nothing wrong with you, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
Because some
because there's
people
some.
say, because like think about it, like 2020, like I'm thinking, okay, I'm going this year. I'm a badass. There's nothing wrong with me. The minute I said that, there's something wrong with me.
That's that ego.
Because there's
talking.
there's the ego talking. So
Mhm.
self-reflect, and I think we should take it a step further. Honest, self-reflect.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was gonna pinpoint right now too, because I was going through a bunch of shit this year, whatever, blah blah blah. One of my biggest issues was, you know, I was trying to defeat my ego, but at the
Mhm.
same time, give myself that self love and self admiration,
Right.
all that. So it was one of the toughest battles, but I had to
Because it's
come
right there, right?
exactly. So it's like I had to differentiate, and I would swerve a lot. Don't get me wrong, I would catch myself, but knowing the difference and being able to take the hardest route is the best route.
And the thing is that the fact that you point that out yourself and that you knew that shows maturity in your level.
Yeah, bro, it was a fucking tough battle. Like,
Because most people don't do that. Like,
of course, like
and especially men. Like,
exactly, like the easiest. And one of the things I always say when people are saying like, "Damn, you've come a long way," like you're better now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, because a lot of people, I understand why a lot of people don't change because it's not easy to change.
no.
A lot of that fucking changing your bad habits, like Jafet was saying, self-reflecting, realizing where you're wrong, admitting to where you're wrong. Like there's levels to that shit,
Yeah.
and you can't skip levels. Like,
Because everything is a process, and then even when it comes to habits, like I said before,
yeah,
these habits you've been doing it for 20+ years,
fuck,
and you want to change that
Habits
in a
die
day or
hard.
two.
yeah,
That's why, like sometimes I tell people, even like I know that in some toxic relationships, right? They will say, I want you to change. Like that significant other wants you to change, but then they don't realize
How hard it
that
is.
like there is a process. Even if they were to change, that will take years.
There's not a timeline for change, and I want to pinpoint that because
No.
it's a tough, long process. Depending, every situation is gonna be different, but it's a bitch. Like as real as it can be, it's a bitch to try to change old habits, old ways. Your mindset, the way you think. It's tough, but
Yeah.
like I said, it's worth it. You really have to learn how to be uncomfortable. You really have to learn how to be more open and be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You can lie to everybody here, but you can't lie to yourself.
And you know what? The
Fact.
one thing that I find 100% true about what Jesse said is that like, you have to change these habits. And now we're all the three of us are talking about that right now. Hey, change your habits before it's too late. I don't want any of you guys, and again, our show is all
That's
about
why we're
us.
here.
Our show is about us preparing you, but we don't want you guys to hit rock bottom like we did.
Yeah, that's
And that,
facts.
because don't get me wrong, it's a blessing in disguise that we had to hit rock bottom in order to figure out what we wanted to do in life, how to mature.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
Literally.
And then now, and because of those mistakes that we did in the past, now we get to pass it on to you guys.
Pass that knowledge,
So,
like
yeah.
we didn't have anyone to teach us this shit, or talk to us like this, or be straight up and real. Like
Right.
that's what we've been trying to do, and that's what got this podcast started. Because we're like,
Yeah.
damn,
And honestly, like gentlemen out there, doesn't matter what level status you are, you have some sort of knowledge to pass on.
yeah.
And hopefully that that knowledge is in a more positive aspect. But please, if you can do so, pass it on, because again, there's not that many podcasts like ours that are about men's mental health. And because I mean, a lot of people are greedy, like they don't want to
like
share this type of stuff.
we're here to help each other. Like I'm here to literally. I really don't know who exactly is listening, but I know there are people listening. So I hope this helps them in some sort of way, or like helps them understand or see shit differently. Even if it's not in a positive way, as long as it makes you see shit differently,
Yeah, we're passing on
you
free
see that.
game, bro. Like, how can you be mad at that?
Yeah,
it's
like,
not some fucking guru
I don't-
selling you a program.
And don't be afraid to be put on. Like
Right.
people are
Right.
gonna show you. You don't know everything. No one knows everything in this world. But knowledge is power. And when I say that, it means like, okay, people teaching me how to do certain shit. Like Edwin taught me how to hang my TV. I'm gonna keep it a bug.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, like shit like that. Like I didn't know how to do that. Like, that's pretty cool. I learned something new, and then I showed my homies how to fucking hang a TV. Like
I don't know
shit
how to
like
hang
that.
up a TV, so they're gonna have to teach
You know. But stuff
Yeah.
like that we're able to help each other and help each other grow. I think that's the way it needs to be. That's what
Absolutely.
we should push towards 2021.
Yes.
Progress, not regress. That's the move. That's the motive. That's the
Yes.
mantra.
And even
So, I
if
mean-
you are on rock bottom right now, man, just push that rock off,
Bro,
You're good.
Whoever is in rock bottom right now, whoever has hit their lowest point in life, I promise you, don't stop. Keep going. If someone would have told me I'd be here right now, I would have not have tripped, and I would have not been so hard on myself. I'm gonna be real. But you have to learn, and you have to be by yourself.
And then
You have to self-reflect.
self-reflect, and then you also need to understand that change, I know, is hard. Don't get me wrong, change is hard.
Yup.
But even if by doing the smallest things,
Yup.
like waking up earlier, or kind of stepping away from that toxic crowd, or that toxic environment, those are small steps you can take. I'm not telling anybody switch tonight, switch tomorrow, switch next week. We understand, and we also get the whole process of it.
Yeah, man.
So when we tell you like, yo, it's gonna take time, please
takes
bear
a-
with us.
It takes a lot of time, but those little things make the biggest differences, and I
Fucking
promise
yeah.
that. Like literally, it's you. A crackhead can't stop doing crack overnight. Like realistically
Yeah.
speaking, a drug addict, some can, some can't. Most can. 90% of people can't. But my point being, those little steps, those
Yeah, man.
little changes create the bigger changes.
You had 10 bad thoughts today, have 9 tomorrow.
Yeah,
You started
simple as
something.
that. That's
Exactly.
progress.
That's
And people are
progress.
so quick; they want to see overnight change. Like even when working out, people expect to see results right away. It's like that's not gonna happen. You have to be consistent. That's the
Yeah.
same shit with everything,
I didn't fucking do 1,000 push-ups in a week. No, it took me literally
Yeah.
4 months to start doing that as a habit.
Literally,
So,
it's
but
tough.
I was grinding every single day, and it's just, again, a lot of these people are so caught up on people's expectations,
Yep.
and that's the
Facts.
problem.
And that's the biggest issue we have. I think the pressure we put on ourselves as men is kind of, I mean, it's not a bad thing necessarily because obviously I want my homies to succeed. I want
Right.
those around me, those that I know, to be successful and to be top dogs. But those pressures are just friendly pressures, in my opinion.
Right.
You
Like
know,
friendly competition, which is
exactly, shit
okay.
like that. Not necessarily comparing, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily like, oh, I have to do it because they're doing it, or I have to do it because they're telling me
Right.
to. All that unnecessary bullshit.
You
Fuck
know,
that.
Jafet, what do you think about like, expectations? Because obviously
Because we get pressure put on
from
all the time
everybody,
from in
from
every aspect, and
women,
that
from
comes
other
from
men, from
family
homies,
too.
families.
I
So
honestly don't give a fuck about anyone's expectations of me. Like, not to
that
be
is a
Probably
Jafet
That's
answer.
Jafet. That's probably the
I mean, I'm gonna do what makes me happy as long as I got my like basic shit covered. I'm
Mhm.
chilling. Like, I'm not worried about like my status, like at all. Like, as long as I'm straight, like I got food in my mouth and I got a roof over my head, I don't give a fuck about nothing else.
So I mean,
That's the
if
best
you
way to
had
put
to
it.
like pinpoint just kind of because I know you mentioned two things. What are some other basic things that you're just happy with, and then like that
Simplicity.
yeah, like what are some things? Well, so what are some other things?
As long as I'm waking up, I'm getting my physical activity in. As long as I get my good breakfast in, as long as I get my smiles in, as long as I get to spend good time with like myself and those close around me,
You're
like
chilling.
nothing really matters besides having like that love, either from yourself or from those close to you,
Yeah.
and helping people out. Like, honestly,
I think that's something I want to talk about too. Honestly, the golden rule. I
Mm.
preached it a lot, but now I don't preach. I just do it.
Yeah.
Do unto others what you want done to you. Because that's
Yeah.
if everyone were to live by that rule, it'd be so simple.
yeah,
If I like honestly, I don't want to hurt your feelings. So if I don't hurt your feelings, I wouldn't want my feelings hurt. Shit like
exactly.
that.
Right.
Like,
I
And
got
I
you.
realized something. I was talking this to one of my tattoo artists. It was some real ass shit because we are talking about like drug addiction, shit like that, and we were like saying like, yo, like drugs really don't make people bad. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit with or without bud. You're a piece of shit
Yeah.
with or
Yeah.
without drugs.
True.
What people have to fix is their own issues internally,
Hmm.
and that's what's gonna create a better environment.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
man.
know, and it's true, and that's correlates with the golden rule. Like, if you don't treat people bad, other people won't treat other
A
people
lot of
bad.
the people that are assholes are just have like untreated trauma, man.
Yeah,
And it's
bro.
just like they walk around with all those emotional scars and that they never fixed.
Yeah,
So they like pass on that hurt to other people. And I think that's kind of silly. Like, dude, you're just the same
You're
reasons
hurting.
why you're fucked in the head are the same scars that you're causing onto other people, which is going to continue the
and
fucking cycle.
they even pass it down. Like, it's crazy how they pass it down to like their kids or
Yeah.
like their
Yeah.
family members. Shit like that. It's like,
Mhm.
dog, come on,
You're
bro.
not
Like,
your parents.
you're
not
not,
your
and that's
parents.
something that we also have to pinpoint because you're not no one else but yourself.
Yeah.
And that's something that you have to realize. You do shit. You're gonna have to do everything for yourself at the end of the day, because everything's gonna happen. Death is unavoidable. It's inevitable. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're gonna have yourself.
That is correct. And
What I want to talk about something. What's the
Go ahead.
hardest shit you went through in 2020, Edwin? Let's get a little juicy because we've been talking about some good shit, but I know them listeners want to know some good, some real
nitty
shit.
gritty.
for me is well
You bullshitting.
no. The hardest thing for me for 2020 is staying sane mentally,
Why?
because I feel like that's the root of everything. If you can stay sane mentally, and
But
let
that
me
was the
first
biggest issue 2020 had?
yes, because then let me tell you why. Because first of all, it's like I kind of just got my new apartment. Like
Oh,
I had to
true,
like
true.
I was pretty much buying everything from scratch. And
Facts.
I mean you get it. I mean you have to buy
Yeah.
everything down to your freaking spoon, down to your straw, even down to your lamp over
Yeah.
there. Everything you can think of. So it's just like dealing with that. And then 2020, when like to some extent I was unemployed. Um, but then like that, and then also worrying about my significant other at the same time, because my girlfriend, she likes to overthink way too much. I mean, and for things that she shouldn't.
Yeah, no, I know what you
And
mean.
the thing is that like when she freaks out,
You freak
I
out.
have the thing is I freak out, but I don't show it on
Mhm.
purpose. So then she realizes like, hey, everything's under control, even though I'm freaking out myself.
You
I'm like,
feel- yeah,
okay,
you
I
can't
gotta
panic.
like, I have to be a rock
That's true.
where I gotta be there still. And I'm like, okay, I know she's freaking out. I'm freaking out, but I have to stay sane for the both of us. And then eventually that energy is going to transfer to her and then she'll be okay. So then she realizes, okay, you know what? Not everything is bad because apparently he's got something up his sleeves.
Yeah, yeah.
So we should be okay.
That's good.
So I think that was the hardest part was just dealing, not necessarily with my girlfriend, but just trying to stay
That's what it
sane.
sounds like.
but just trying to stay sane for the both of us
Yeah.
and still be successful.
Keep being the glue, keeping it together.
Exactly.
That's good. I like that. Jafet, what about you, my boy?
What is the hardest?
What
thing
was your
I've been through?
how was your
Oh,
2020, Papa?
Oh my god, this has been the worst and the best year of my life together, bro. I
Yeah.
lost. I had deaths in the family.
Oh shit.
That's
I
right.
mean,
Rest in
that
peace.
was yeah, man. That shit's tough. I lost a fucking relationship. I lost friendships. I gained
Damn.
friendships. I gained a relationship. So it's just been like all over the fucking place. I think
Literally.
yeah, bro, like just insane. But honestly, I found happiness again. That
Good
shit
for you.
was
Good for you.
amazing.
Yeah,
So
bro.
the hardest was being
I
at
love that.
rock bottom,
I love to see it.
dude, and then just bouncing back. The bounce back was nice, like,
Yeah.
but dude, the bounce back took
Some while.
quite some time. It was
It's a process.
years in the. I was waiting on that shit for forever, dude, and then it finally happened this year. Like I went boom and then shot back up.
Jeez.
I
What
fuck
about
with
you?
that.
What
Fuck
about
with
you,
that.
Yessie? Tell me.
Man,
Give me
you
all
don't
your
even want me to
secrets.
start.
Come on,
Alright,
girl. Tell me.
honestly, look, I'm gonna point out my 2020 for y'all because
You're not
I
gonna keep
feel
it a
like
buck?
this is beyond a bug. This is as real as it can get. You
It's
know.
an actual $100.
So that's what happened. So
Mhm.
the year started, and I
Mhm.
was already having relationship problems, and you know I was going through a really bad breakup, really, really, really bad breakup. So that was the first one. You know,
Right.
I had to change my toxic way because I was a piece of shit. I had my ego at an
High level.
like beyond unbearable level. You know,
Okay.
so that was the first part, and then I lost my job.
Yeah.
So I didn't I wasn't jobless, but I wasn't looking for a job because I was going through my breakup and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got another job.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking hard because it was a complete new industry, right? And this was like in February,
Right.
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 and then COVID hit. So I had to work from home
That's
while
right.
still trying to learn and adapt to that, right? And then I had to find a new apartment.
Jesus.
So then I did that, right? And then that was the end of my relationship. Like that was where it ended, like around June. Like it was just like it had already ended, but that was where I had to step back, you know,
Mhm.
and really focus on myself because I was going through depression bad. I was looking for a therapist, but I could not find therapists for shit. I didn't know who or what to look for.
Right.
So I was going through it bad.
Mm-hmm.
Summer came around. I started meeting new people. I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, I guess you could say. Not the wrong crowd. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I started realizing shit. I started opening my eyes more. And also, I got closer to God in the beginning of the year. I was getting closer to God a lot.
Right.
And then a bunch of shit started happening, and I'm here. I hit rock bottom. It's been a fucking year. It's been
Yeah.
a fucking year. You guys know.
Yeah.
I've been open,
Yeah.
more transparent with everything with you two and all my close homies. But honestly, I didn't think I'd make it this far. I was honestly, I'm gonna keep it a bug for everyone over there. I was going through it bad. Those suicidal thoughts came to my mind. I ain't even gonna lie, because that's how bad it was. Realizing how much of a piece of shit I was without realizing that I couldn't see it.
Mm.
And that's what hurt the most, because I was like, fuck, I did all that. Damn, I was like that.
Yeah,
For
man.
real, I did that shit. So rock bottom was beyond rock bottom for me. But hey,
But guess what you did? You fucking threw those rocks off and like
yeah, honestly,
what?
like
skyrocketed
What
up.
one sorry to cut you off, but one thing that I want you to know, Jesse, is that yes, you did tell us our story or your story,
yeah,
and I'm not gonna lie. For those who don't know, it was a deep story, and
it's
then
tough. It's real tough. And I'm not here to put my business out
Right.
or blast people, and that's why I don't
Hold on,
want to
hold
go
on,
into
hold
too
on.
much details. But
but what I'm trying to go with this, like that right there, not only started this podcast, but at the same
oh, yeah.
time,
Oh, I started a podcast too, by the way.
but I one thing that I want you to know, Jesse, is that I knew all the shit that you were going through, but I wasn't necessarily worried. Granted, I was still here for you. I heard you out and everything, but I was never worried for you because the guy that I knew you, because I met you in what 2012,
you met the real
13,
me, G. I'm not gonna lie. You met the hustler, like the humble dude.
and that right there, the hustling part is
Yeah.
what I knew you were gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Because I knew for a fact you were gonna have demons. I knew you're gonna have struggles. I knew you're gonna have battles, even to the point of possibly, or what you did, have suicidal thoughts. But
Yeah.
one thing that made me proud of you was the idea that I know one day you would wake up and think more logically than you do now.
Yeah.
And then that
Facts.
showed, and then just this everything here that everything you've done in 2020. I mean, your
It's
apartment's
not too
pretty, not too
Not
shabby.
too shabby.
That I'm proud of you because of that.
Thanks, G.
And
I
fuck all the
appreciate it.
material stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's good shit. But hey, your
The
mental state
maturity
now,
shot up.
that's
I-
what really
my
matters.
that's what I was trying to build more than anything else was my mental state. Like everything else, like my place finally barely has come complete. And you guys have
Right.
seen it from when I didn't have shit. Like, I started adding little details, to be honest with you. But my mental state I knew needed to be fixed more than anything. And I'm glad I did because like Edwin mentioned a good point because I knew everyone that knew me and the people closest to me and dearest to me always said like that's not you, like that's not the Jesse we know, and that's
Yeah.
not the Jesse we are, and I knew it wasn't, but I just had so much bullshit built inside me, all this trauma, all the issues, insecurities I had and shit. I knew they were always there. I just didn't. I avoided them, and I had to finally face them, and it was one of the toughest battles. I almost lost, but
You
we
know,
here.
So, like with all that being said, it's like, we've talked about like, stop with the bullshit. Where we talked about like, normalizing our feelings, stop with the whole
Being honest,
like stop with the whole masculinity, not giving a fuck about what people think and kind of understanding our toxic traits. What's some plans that you guys have or goals for 2021, and what are some things that we should be letting the boys know?
letting everyone
What
know.
what should happen in 2021?
Be a better person, work on yourself, seek therapy, fix your trauma, fix your issues, help one another, support one another.
Mm-hmm.
Be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually,
Right.
in every fucking way because everyone's going through their own shit. I'm more than sure. Like, I have a good way of hiding what the fuck I'm going through. I don't really, I don't let people know what the fuck I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
Only those closest to me, but,
Right.
It's okay. Talk to people, seek help, whatever it may be, a professional therapist or a friend or anything. Do what you got to do.
I think one thing that I want to let the boys know, and then thank you for those who have subscribed.
And the gals.
For all, and the
And the
gals,
gals,
and the
bro. You keep
gals.
forgetting
I,
the
s- I
gals.
stand
Everyone
corrected.
that's
I stand
listening, yeah.
corrected. But one thing that I do want to let our audience know is that do not let the uncontrollable control you. Because I knew like this year, 2020,
Mm,
that shit
I know what
was
you mean.
unpredictable. We
Yeah.
cannot we could not control this pandemic. We cannot control this. We still can't control it right now. This whole
No.
COVID thing. But that shouldn't be the reason why you are mentally down. There's still ways that you guys could easily progress yourselves and find a way out. Is it going to
Yup.
be hard? Absolutely. Are you going to be tired? Absolutely. Are you going to be crying one day in bed because you don't know what the fuck to do?
Yes.
Absolutely. But do not let it break you.
Yup.
And that's honestly, I would have to say that you got to have a strong mental game. And that's one thing that
To
I
prepare
that,
for 2021.
and that's the one thing that I think I will carry on when it comes to 2021 is my mental game because I think that has taken me a lot of places.
I fuck with that. What about you, Jafet?
Shoot, I don't. It's hard for me to give advice because I don't feel like I'm in a spot where like I can give advice.
But that's okay.
But I don't know. Just like
At
I
least
feel
you
like
admit it.
a scratch record because I keep saying be happy, but honestly, that's the only thing you have control over. Just be nice to yourself, man. And if you feel like shit one day, that's totally valid. But make sure you're nice to yourself and you like try to like lift yourself off of that like dark spot you're in.
It gets better.
Be nice to other people, especially it does get better. And be
Mhm.
nice to the people around you. Don't be an ugly person to other people, man, because the fuck's the point of that? You just
What
spreading the
goes around
hurt.
comes around.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That karma should be real. Like
Mad real.
I've done some bad shit and it came back right to me. So I'm cool
Amen.
off that bad shit now. I'm just
Yeah.
being the nicest possible fucking version of myself I can be. And the universe rewards you if you are. Trust me. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
all that negative shit I did in the past, I repented. I
You
forgave
yourself.
myself.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
Number one,
Yeah.
I forgave myself, and I promised myself never to do that shit again. And the universe has been giving me rewards.
Yeah. What you put out in the universe puts back.
Yeah,
That's
Literally.
correct.
that's
So
right.
be better people, honestly. Just support one
Oh,
another.
jeez.
Ladies and gentlemen, nobody loves you. JG loves you.
Edwin loves you.
Jafet loves you
And we're
too.
fucking proud of you guys. Honestly, I'm
Yes.
proud of my boys. You guys have come a long way.
Hell
Both
yeah.
of you guys in every aspect. Keep grinding. 2020, we made it this far.
We made it.
I feel like we came up on top.
We did.
What would you guys say?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Yeah,
mean-
exactly. We're here. We're blessed. We have lives. We have everything we have. We'll be grateful.
Yeah.
We're all proud of you guys too. Whatever you guys are going through, whoever you're battling the demons with within
Mhm.
yourself or the shit around you, just keep going, keep fighting in the positive aspect manner. You know, we're not licensed professionals. We're just a couple guys talking shit.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a fucking blessed
Happy
New Year.
right?
Honestly, happy New
Happy
Year.
Happy New
holidays,
Year.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Enjoy it.
Everything.
Don't get if you're gonna get drunk, don't drive. Honestly,
Take
That's-
a Uber
yeah,
or
take a
whatever
Uber.
is available now.
Honestly, get a ride.
Yeah.
Call us up. We'll pick you up depending how far you are.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
overdrink.
don't try to do it though. But you know,
Half-mile radius, please.
you know, have fun, be safe. Like I said, we appreciate everyone that's been listening, everyone that's helped us and has made it this far with us. Honestly, it's been a blessing for
We
us.
appreciate all of you guys.
It's unbelievable. Honestly, it makes me sad. It makes me want to cry because honestly, it's been some tough shit.
Yes.
And I know everyone. I mean, I'm more than sure I've had my battles, but I know people have had it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give up. Keep going.
And
Find
don't
a
let
good
the
support
uncontrollable
system.
control you.
Control what you can. Control the controllable.
Yes.
You
The
know?
light.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys soon. Have a happy new year, and we'll see you on 2021. Stay up. Wash your
Peace.
balls.